not snowing. Cloudy. Feels like it's not freezing yet, neither down here. Big question is what's up on the mountain. I'm sure it's freezing up top. Looks like it might be snowing up top too. All right, time to go back out the door. It says slippery surface. Look out for falling ice and snow. How about more dripping? Dripping day 2, but nowhere near as bad as yesterday, partially because most of the snow has melted since yesterday. That was on the roof, not on the mountain. And we've got one icicle, so it was pretty icy skiing this morning, up top especially. Yesterday, not 1, not 2, but 3 different showers of heavy rain and hail. It hailed 3 times yesterday. And then last night it went down below freezing on the mountain, so it was very fast this morning. Crispy, we call it crispy. And the cloud is still up there. There's a front kind of stalled just north of us, so it was 1 week, well, I wouldn't call it weak with those showers we had, but there was a front that came through yesterday that's kind of dissolved. Now another colder front is just to our north along St. Lawrence River Valley, and that front is pressing south, and that front has a low on it over the Great Lakes, and that low over the Great Lakes is going to help us not have a blizzard on Tuesday. If that was a strong high there with everything else that's going on, and we added wind to the Tuesday storm, then that would be something else, but there's already a storm. You can't really call it bombogenesis, because bombogenesis is when a storm comes at you deepening rapidly. This is going to be deepening, but it's already going to be a very strong storm, generating right now tornadoes near Houston, north of Houston in Texas. Tornado warnings midday. And those thunderstorms are energizing this system. What do we want to look at? How about the satellite imagery? The cloud stretches from south of Hawaii all the way across southern Mexico and Central America up into Texas, and then the northern edge of it's coming along into New England right now. And we're still 2 days away from the storm that we're all talking about. Let's go to the upper flow. I want to show you the deep trough that is generating the storm right now in Texas. Look at that trough in the west, and now there's a short wave. This is 500 millibars up around 18,000 feet. Short wave coming through the Great Lakes right now. And that short wave, which a couple days ago looked like it was going to pick up our system and bring it through here, racing through on Monday night. Now that first short wave goes by, and now it's a second short wave coming across the Great Lakes. It's going to pick up our storm. So the storm is about 12 hours later than how it looked 3 days ago when I made this forecast. And it's also slowing down a little bit, and it's almost trying to cut off right there as it goes over Cape Cod. So this sort of ups the ante for, it looks like now more than 12 hours of precipitation, and with incredible frontogenesis happening. I'll stop it right there. And I'm going to show you Jot Ross. He's just a whiz with his statistics and dynamic charts. He shows that blue there, that is the upward vertical velocity of the atmosphere, and in the red is the strongest up there around minus 10 Celsius. So there's going to be incredible dendritic growth. This storm has an infusion of colder air coming in at the same time that the storm is still strengthening as it goes south of us. And how deep it is. Now I look at the RGEM for rain snow lines, which I should have done the last couple times I tried to call for a Steve worth of snow. And anyhow, that rain snow line looks the same on RGEM as it does on the high-res NAM at 18Z on Tuesday. 18Z, 18 minus 5 is 13, minus 12, that's 1 p.m. So the worst of this storm is coming right in the middle of the day. It is usually pretty hard to get snow to accumulate right in the middle of the day, but it's such a dynamic system. And now I'll just show you the whole thing in motion. I'm going to use the NAM. It's easier to see the central pressure on this thing using the NAM high res. And so you've got a couple of lows going by. One kind of raced out to sea to our south today, and then another one coming in here. And then it looks like it kind of jumps to the east a little bit. It's almost like 2 different waves eventually consolidating into about a 975 and still deepening low, going just past our benchmark, and that's late Tuesday. And so it snows or rains and snows from about
I don't know, just before sunrise to just about sunset or just after sunset. So there's our 12 to 13 hours. And there's going to be snowfall rates in excess of an inch an hour. So, yeah, somebody's getting a foot of snow.
Is it Blue Hill? Blue Hill set a record yesterday of 58 degrees, record high, beat the old record of 57 in 1909. And now we're talking about a snowstorm 2 or 3 days later. Yeah, that's what happens around here. Stuff like that happens. Oh, and there's more, too. First of all, I guess the snowfall accumulation maps are pretty good. Although the NAM there did reach that snow all the way up to near the Canadian border, which I would love. So the NAM trying to employ some of that lean cold rule. And then if you look at just the pure QPF, how much precipitation, the NAM, which was so far south yesterday, is just going off. And it actually has the most precipitation, 1.8, up around Mount Washington. So you can expect a few surprises on the northern edge of this storm, I would say. Most of the other meteorologists and everything TV is handling this. I try and get to stuff that not most of the other people are talking about, and that's probably what's going to happen after this storm goes by. But this storm is going to have wind out of the northeast and east at sustained 20 to 30, and there was a new moon, so there was a flood watch in effect. Storm watch in Cape Cod, flood watch. We've been having flooding without any storms just because of the pull of the new moon. It's called the snow moon in February. It's going to be full in a couple of weeks, and so your high tide 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Coastal flooding also, and I will be chasing this storm home. I'm going to get, well, ahead of it and ski one more day. Where the sun came out today, that spot right there, probably has some nice soft snow. Oh yeah, and right over there. And everyone around here, I saw Scott Reeves yesterday. Made a lot of friends yesterday. I'm going to show those in the my new friends in the end more. Anyhow, Scott Reeves, head of snowmaking mountain ops here. He's like, when's it gonna snow again? Well, I said we should be able to wring out a little snow here. Even if the Tuesday storm misses us, there's this front that's coming through here tomorrow. So I do expect snow showers up in the mountains tomorrow, but mostly just the mountains near the Canadian border, Jay Peak, Mount Mansfield, and Mount Washington. And then the Tuesday storm, the northern edge of that may reach up here also. But then it gets even more active. It's gonna be very windy and cold Wednesday, and then a little tiny high pressure system is gonna come over us on Thursday, probably Wednesday night, early Thursday, and then here comes the thicknesses are going down to about 510, the heights and thicknesses. That's Arctic air, so we have these sort of pulses of almost wayward polar vortex coming at us Thursday night, there's one, and it gets even colder on Friday, and then look at this, another possible coastal coming in here on Saturday, windy, very cold again, and then another one right on its heels. Next Tuesday, we may have 2 Tuesday storms in a row. So there's plenty of action, and hopefully that snow will reach all the way up into the mountains, northern New England. The southern New England mountains, the Catskills look like they're going to get plenty of snow, and it'll be plenty cold. Scott says, yeah, we are going to make some more snow up here too. So if you look at the all together, now going into, week 16 of coast-to-coast snow, it looks impressive with that first band coming across, right across about I-90 is probably the axis for this. And then there's more snow coming in again on Thursday, and then again Saturday. Oh yeah, and look at watch the Sierra Nevada range in California starting to pile up again late in the period, days 8 and 10. And the storms are all lined up. The cold air is all lined up. It is back to winter. It's buckle up, really, for all these storms we're going to have. Now we're going to get a half a Steve. People want to know how much snow up to Steve's neck or what? Well, I think there's potential at my house. I've said this 3 times already this winter and fallen off that horse. It could be 10 inches at my house in Weymouth, and Martin on Nantucket. You may end up with a coating at the end of this with mostly rain. Sorry about that on Nantucket. Those storms that are coming back later in the period, days 5 to 10, probably get some snow right down at the south coast. And Martin says it hasn't snowed here since about 2015. We'll try and not a redux of 2015, but certainly plenty of winter ahead. All right, so I'm just kind of going off here, burning the candle at both ends, having fun at night, skiing on those first chairs, and that's why I had to take my first day off from forecasting in a long time yesterday. I'm back in the mix, and I'll be doing the play-by-play from near Boston on Tuesday. So, and more, the friends made and skiing yesterday, and those 3 different hail events, call them not really storms, it wasn't too much damage, but it was certainly a spectacle, and some of the lifts over at Smugglers had to shut down. The lifts at Smugglers did have to shut down because lightning came within about 20 miles of us. All right, so that's mostly yesterday, and how about one from this morning, skiing with Walter and Kelly, Team Green. Yeah, we're all dressed in green, so One run from this morning, and then the rest is all from yesterday. And we'll be back tomorrow with more fine tuning on this upcoming, not quite blizzard because we don't have a strong enough high in southeastern Canada, but impressive, perhaps biggest snowstorm in 2 or 3 years around Boston. Talk to you. 2 o'clock rain shower. Oh, it's not 2 o'clock yet. Barely 1 o'clock, right?
Me on the Steam again on the computer. It's like the thing on the computer.
No lightning so far.
Interesting to see having an Xbox and you can play. Like I have an Xbox.
It was just pouring on the gondola ride up. Fortunately, it stopped. I'm not really
Dressed for this weather.
I was dressed for that sunshine in 55 we had a few minutes ago. That'll keep the rain off your head, won't it? In the cloud here. Snow still trying to hang on. There's a snowman. It's at 1 o'clock. Mount Mansfield, Vermont. Some heavy cells around. So far, no sign of lightning. Yet. Gonna be in tomorrow's podcast.
New friend in the orange, Dave Wall, I think, from Newton. I said, you Tim Kelly? Watch your podcast sometimes. Yeah, Dave, looking good.
And here it is. It's hailing. All hail. Springtime, April showers in Vermont. Ow, 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 ow. Ouch, 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 ouch. I should have worn a hat or something. Let's try and go over here. Hail. It's hailing. Just a quick burst. No lightning, right? Changing by the second. Still dark up there, but the convection's gone by. I wish we could see the top of the cloud. Probably looks really cool. That's the hailer that went by about 20 minutes ago. Drying out now. Everyone's soaked though. .55. This is the time I thought we'd get one, and this is the 3rd round of hail. It's getting old. We're soaked. 3 o'clock. Still pretty warm, but I think we had the cold front go by, so I think it's getting colder up in the sky. And I think the convection is done. Looking up towards Smuggler's Notch and Spruce. The snowpack survived. Nothing but blue sky off to the south. Wow, that looks gorgeous. So, gonna get on this chair and begin the nightlife. On the big game eve. Not allowed to say Super Bowl, are you? If you say Super Bowl, you'll get a copyright if you say Super Bowl, right? How about sunrise? Sunrise, sunrise, sunrise. The sound of melting snow, but it's not all melted. Hey, what do we have here? Launch it. Do it. How'd you even get there? Do you know what it looks like right there? Winter survived intact. I am cold. This is my last lift ride of the day. The big game tomorrow. What'd you just say?
Say hi to Steve.
Steve the cat?
Steve the cat.
What's your cat's name?
Billy Bean.
All right, thanks. He said say hello to Steve. Threw him that right out in the morning. No problem.